Good, whatever time of the day it is you happen to be listening. This is the P&A Podcast Express, coming to you from the world-famous Palm Street Studios.
I see the world, man. I see the world.
Yes. We have Adam and Phil with you.
And we haven't had any drugs yet tonight.
We have not. Well,
booze.
You had a Clamato.
That's booze enough. We've got Jeff the Grumpy Griller is here. Junior had to depart. He never gave us his... we might have to call him for... Remember he had a list of facts or something?
He had something, but I don't know. He left rather abruptly.
I think he left something turned on back home, but even though she was here.
Yeah. That's kind of what I think, too.
Good for him, though.
She's going to go home and put on a clown suit.
Well, yeah. It's the Thursday episode, in case you missed it on Monday. We've had a great week so far. On Tuesday, our Tuesday episode, we had the Biddy and Rich podcast called us in, and we had a good time with those guys. And then on Wednesday, yesterday, we did our top 5 spooky horror / scary movie type list, and found out that Junior's very afraid of clowns.
Yeah.
So
legit. I mean, lots of people are.
So another big fear, and this might be going by the wayside as this ages, but the flying monkeys from The Wizard of Oz. A lot of people are like, that's one of their scariest things they can think of.
And yet, a lot of people want a monkey for a pet.
All they do is masturbate and throw their shit around, is what I've heard.
So a lot like a teenager.
Pretty much, yeah.
So that you...
Wait. Exactly like a teenager.
Yes.
There we go. That Joe dirtied it up a little bit right there.
That tracked better.
So what's going on? What do we want to talk about this episode? We don't know. Shit.
I got a mashup.
No shit. Well, let's break into a mashup. Let's do that.
Let me get this set up here.
Hold on a minute while I whip this out. Oh, Blazing Saddles.
Don't look at the screen because I don't want you to see it.
I'm not looking. Baltimore 20, Tampa Bay 10, third quarter.
How many minutes?
Right.
8 minutes and 22 seconds. That's all I can say. I'm not going to give mascots. That's it. You can deduce the rest.
All right, you ready for this mashup?
Monday night, bitches. Can I look now? Yeah.
No, don't look yet because
all right.
I want you to figure out what it is just by hearing.
I'll look with my earballs. Staying alive? Not really, though.
That's the guy I'm supposed to look like.
This is Staying Alive, but it's kind of a different tone to Staying Alive. Oh, Gwen Stefani in Staying Alive, but it's No Doubt, though. No, this is Gwen Stefani, so...
Yeah.
This is nice.
That is brilliant.
Dude, you could probably play this on Saturday.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it.
If you played this when you and Junior are DJing Saturday night, he will lose his shit.
Yeah.
This is rad.
It's not bad, is it? It's funny you say that because that was the first thing I thought when I pulled it up, and I'm like, oh shit, we could play this.
Yeah. She used to be so hot, and then I don't think so anymore. I think she just wrecked herself with plastic surgery, like a lot of them have.
Yeah.
Like just gracefully age, you know?
Well, she's just pure BS.
Right?
Well, you know, hate to say it, you look at Pam Anderson, who's what, close to 60 now, or
Yeah.
she's in her 50s.
Yep.
And she's been going without makeup and all that. Still pretty hot, you know?
Right.
I mean, definitely older.
We're all getting older.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's so funny because I often wondered this, and this is a thing I've often wondered. Like, when you see older couples, and I'm talking about way older, I'm talking about 70s, and they still seem very much in love, very much attracted to each other. And I thought, I first started this pilgrimage about 10 years ago. I'm like, as you get older, are you attracted to different things? And the answer is absolutely yes, I've found. Even as I hit 45, and I'm sure it'll change when I'm 55 and 60, 65. Like, what is hot to you when you're younger and attractive is definitely different as you get older.
like stable.
But it goes with you with age, toward the age of you, the women, you know. Is that accurate, or is that like, yeah?
No, I believe so. I mean, like, stability and not being crazy is
100%
pretty attractive.
I mean, don't get me wrong. A very attractive, fit, hot 23-year-old's always going to be hot. But there comes a time in your life when you got to move on from that. It's kind of like kids with toys. Like, you outgrow these things.
Also exhausting.
Very exhausting. Trust me, I've done it. It's very exhausting.
Yeah.
Not within the last 5 years, but yeah. Definitely, well, maybe. Actually, in the time of this podcast, I think I have.
I believe so.
Yeah, dated some 20-something-year-olds, and oh my God. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And I'm tired. The most attractive thing she can say is, let's take a nap. That's a great idea.
So,
Anyway.
yeah, that's our mashup this week.
So I just talked over that whole mashup, but it's a good one.
That's all right. It was, I mean, it's kind of repetitive because they just say the same thing over and over. But she ain't no hollaback girl. But she's staying alive.
It's kind of great messages right there. Like, don't holla back and stay alive.
Yeah. Who can argue with that?
That shit's bananas right there.
So is the banana bread with no bananas in it.
It's not banana bread, is it? Is it?
No, it's zucchini
It's
bread.
zucchini.
Yeah, it's zucchini bread.
Zucker bread.
Zucchini.
Zucchini.
It's got vegetables.
Yeah, it's healthy. It's got
Yeah.
vegetables.
Oh, I could taste it.
I could taste the vegetables.
Yes. Not
All right.
really. It was just really good.
Baltimore 27, Tampa Bay 10, 7:25 left in the third.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Nobody knows the
So what-
trouble I've seen.
What's been going on? We have people watching. What do you want us to talk about? What pointless thing do you want us to discuss?
Isn't
Tell us.
everything pointless?
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to think of things like, you know, what more is there to talk about? We've beat a lot of dead horses here. Junior, so I want to know, and we'll leave names out of this and everything, but what was the general whatever on Friday night up in the press box? Was it a good feel? Was it a kind of a awkward feel, or was it just business as usual?
Well, so for me, it was, you know, it's my home turf. Mm-hmm. So I didn't feel out of place at all. And, you know, I'm up there with Kevin Stringer.
Yeah.
Hanging out. Got Mark Davison to my left, as usual, running the clock. Junior's up there. I got Stolly and Bays and other friends up in the booth
Up
that
in
I'm
the
very
booth.
familiar with. So I felt right at home. I think somebody else felt a bit awkward. But I do have to say, it was Veterans Night, Military Appreciation Night.
Right.
So obviously they put him on the list, and I gave him actually a very nice shout out. And no, you know, oh, thanks, or hey, how you doing, or anything like that. I was completely ignored the entire night,
Really?
which I was fine with. I actually expected that and preferred that.
So the game, a lot of points scored.
A lot of points scored.
Did you play any drops over the PA?
So I got looking, and there's actually a lot of MHSA restrictions on that. And I knew there was.
Okay.
But the other thing in Sandusky is we have a pretty overzealous band that plays on every break, every time out.
Oh, I've noticed that.
And
They're always tooting their own horns, aren't they?
yeah, and they tend to already kind of push the limits. Like, it's the first time I've ever seen a band go out and overplay the halftime. The half didn't start. The half was over 5 minutes late getting started because the band, we had to introduce all the seniors, and then, you know, which they had a shitload. Holy
Of
shit.
course, a shitload of seniors.
And so they had to introduce all the seniors and then play their 4 songs, and I had to read all the stuff in between, which I never mind doing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
their band is phenomenal.
this is Kashmir from Led Zeppelin from...
Well, pretty much, yeah. But the one thing that I think they forget sometimes, and I'm probably wrong on this, because when the band gets done playing, over half the crowd leaves. Like after halftime.
I've noticed that at halftime, yeah.
Over half the crowd leaves. But I think the one thing they have to remember is they are not the reason that we have football games. It's not a football game around a band performance. It's a band performance in the middle of a football game. So if we were going to do all that other stuff, and I mean, to their credit, they were right out there, like ready to go within a minute or so of halftime starting.
And I think the distinction's important too. I really do.
But their program was just too long. And, I know that the amount that they rehearsed, they knew that it was going to be too long. But I'm literally looking at the officials over there, and we're all kind of up in the booth. And
Well, don't the officials have the right to...
the officials can throw a flag.
Yeah.
And it can be a 15-yard penalty on the home team when that happens, unsportsmanlike conduct. And I think that they were about this far from throwing it.
But the band refused to yield.
But I also think that because the band was so goddamn good and the game was kind of a trash pit, they let it go.
I get it. But no, Sandusky seems to be gravitating more toward that, where the band thinks the show is about them. I've noticed that. You are echoing the exact thoughts, but I wanted you to say it first, if that makes any sense.
And I mean, those kids put in a ton.
No, they're
of
good.
work.
They're good.
And
so I get it as a band dad. My son is in the marching band. I get it all. They put in a ton of work. They're good. Sandusky's marching band is fucking good. But the show is not them. We don't have a football game for the band. We have a football game that the band can play at.
Exactly. I mean, that's the football team's time. They have band
Right.
concerts which are full. They pack the gym for all of that.
So I want to make it like same as you, perfectly clear. We're not disparaging the Sandusky marching band or the band at all. They're good. They're awesome. They work very hard. But the show on Friday nights isn't about them.
Right. Yeah, and I just think that some of that gets lost sometimes, especially with the crowd. I mean, if you're going to come out and watch the band during the football game, stay for the football game.
Support them. Support the fellow. These are still the fellow students of your kids that are in the band.
Sandusky's a strange place, though. I mean,
It's a very strange place.
it's my alma mater. It's but there are people that you don't hear the crowd like get excited about much, but then the minute there's a call against Sandusky, there's people that are absolutely freaking out and screaming at the refs, and I don't hear that as much at other schools, I don't think.
Dude, it's the worst local one. The only ones that are in contention that I've been to that aren't local but are worse or on the same level are New Lothrop and Lakers.
Oh, New Lothrop is down. And
New
I would
Lothrop
say
is
Lakers,
hell.
too, is probably...
New Lothrop is hell.
You haven't been to Millington, though, have you?
No. New Lothrop fans are the worst. They are the absolute worst.
Wait until you go to New Lothrop. Or, I'm sorry, to,
Millington?
Millington.
Millington's worse?
100 times worse. We're absolutely worse people on
Really?
the planet. I have a lot of family over there, so I know.
So it's like, I got this. I understand
Yeah.
where these terrible people are.
So I was a little kid, like probably, well, I had to be about, 5-6 years old. My brothers were wrestling, and we're wrestling at Millington. They were in the league. And I went out to the hallway to go grab, because the concession stand was right outside the door. So my mom let me go out to get a drink and some popcorn. And I'm standing there, and this guy comes up, and he's like, he's a high schooler from Millington. And he goes, you know me? And I'm standing there, I'm like, it seemed like he was 20 foot tall. I'm like, shake my head, no. He's like, you should know me, God damn it. And he turns around and he's got Filkins on the back of his jacket. I didn't know him from anybody. The only reason he knew me is because he knew my brothers and he'd seen me talking to him earlier.
He's like, I'm going to give you a wet willy now.
Oh, I was afraid that this guy like skinned a Filkins and was going to take me somewhere. And
He had skinned a Filkins. He's like, I bagged me a Filkins earlier.
Then-
I'm about to bag me a young
Gonna make a
Filkins
horror
now.
movie.
exactly. But
It puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the Filkins again.
you're still stretchy. So, I learned right away that wasn't really him. That was just being from Millington. So,
Fascinating.
I had a cousin that was pretty successful with MMA. He got injured, but he was a big Bellator fighter,
Really?
and watched him on a couple pay-per-views. And I'd talked to him many times, but he was from Millington. He was a all-state wrestler in high school, but he had the weirdest, like, all his shirts and stuff said "flip the switch," and when he would get interviewed, he'd say "flip the switch" and tweak his own nipples. The weirdest fucking thing ever.
Wait, I want this one. Can you do me a favor?
I'm not demonstrating.
No. Was he ever on like anything recorded media saying this or doing this? Can we get that drop of him saying flip the switch?
It wouldn't be any good without the video.
Well, we could offer the video. Oh, you're right. All right. Nix this.
Just somebody saying "flip the switch." I mean, that's
But then he would tweak his own nipples. Kind of like I always do with Tune In Tokyo. Wee. Usually that's other people's nipples. Wow.
yeah.
I just let one of my patented moves out of the bag. I've never done it on either one of you and never will, but Tune In Tokyo. That's bad.
He did have a knockout in Bellator that was a phenomenal flying kick.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he say "hiya" as he did it?
I don't know, but probably. He probably said something like "flip the switch."
That'd be awesome if he yelled that a catchphrase as you're a flying kick. Flip the switch!
It takes the kick.
That's right. It takes the kicking.
pedalada ali, mas ele não quer nem saber. Olha que giro lindo!
That was kind of a failure on his part. I won't show that clip.
Yeah. Not going to show that clip. Not gonna show that clip.
I got a cough.
Okay. Well, I'll figure something else to talk about here. So Halloween's right around the corner. Because this will be, what, the 25th, I think, is today? 25th sounds about right. 24th, sorry. So a week from today is Halloween. So tune in a week from today for our Halloween extravaganza. We have so many things planned. It's going to be insane. Junior dressing up like a clown might be one of them. So stay tuned.
Punching himself.
So either Junior's going to dress up like a clown, or I'm going to hire a car full of clowns to stop at the bar while he's working. What do you think of that?
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Do you think he'll freak out if like 15 clowns all of a sudden like walk into the bar?
As long as the lead one's videotaping, who cares?
That's
Exactly.
right. You'll just see a Bellator knockout.
Can we put a clown cam on him?
Yes, we can put a clown cam on him. I'm all for this. I think this is solid work. Clown cam. I what could possibly go wrong here, right?
Here, I'll show you this. This is my cousin. He's the one doing the punching, not the one getting punched. But he kind of misses in this one.
Okay.
Tomou uma pedalada ali, mas ele não quer nem saber. Olha que giro lindo!
It's like
That was an interesting move.
That's like a Napoleon Dynamite move.
Yeah.
Teeny, you fat lard.
Yeah, so. But yeah, that's the kind of asshole you get in Millington.
That's the kind of asshole you get in Millington. That's a great
Dude,
line.
if you've ever been there. So, literally.
The only thing I've ever done in Millington was buy a car, and it was a good car.
We walked in the booth, and this is me and Mad Dog. We walk in the booth, and this was like the second year we were doing Thumb Tailgater. Walk in the booth, We're setting up our stuff. Athletic director shows us where we're supposed to be. The guy running the clock comes in and he goes, "Hey, you guys for or against us?" We're like, "Well, we're pretty impartial. Neither one of us went to either school." He's like, "Impartial?" He goes like, "You neutral?" "Yep." "You don't need to be in the booth. Then go sit in the bleachers."
He said that?
"Yep."
Did you tell him to fuck off?
Well, I told him, like, this is where the athletic director put us. He's like, "Don't matter." They were the biggest assholes to us. Everybody in there the entire night.
Wow.
It was awful. Like, we couldn't wait to get out of there.
I'd beat a dude's ass for less.
Oh,
and I probably would have.
If I didn't think that we were going to get jumped by every redneck in that place, including family,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'd have.
So what I would have done is beat his ass. I would have strung him up by a microphone cord and fucking dangled him out the fucking window of the press box.
Yeah, we didn't do that, but it amazed me how.
And if they wanted to come at me, I'd cut his head off and put it on a pike.
Now, something like that would fly in the BWAC.
Right. That's how I tamed the BWAC. You're 100%
Yes.
correct.
And then, way to get other people to do your bidding and take the credit for it, though.
Yeah. I'm a leader amongst men because people just do my bidding randomly.
Yes.
Right? That got nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
It's
no.
got nothing to do with me.
It's got nothing to do with me, okay.
I've said all the word salad I'm ever going to say about all that. I don't know anymore. I don't care. There's no. I want to put this on my accord, my part. There's no hostility. There's no anger. There's no whatever. I'm not upset. I don't care. I don't care, man.
No.
I've moved past it. I've got better things to do. And I don't have the
It's
energy.
got nothing to do with me, okay.
I don't have the energy for that. So when he figures it out, ball's in his court.
Oh, he won't.
I gave him. I threw him a bone.
You don't need listeners like that.
I put the biggest ball we know in his court and gave him Junior last Friday. There we go.
Oh, but he doesn't look at that as your doing.
I know. I'm joking. I did not do that. I'm joking. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying it was a good joke.
But if either one of us would have said, "No, don't do it," he wouldn't have.
He wouldn't have. No.
And, I know Junior has really wanted to call some games.
And he did call me. And he was shocked by my reaction. I'm like, fucking do it, dude. I'm like, absolutely, man. Go have a ball. I said, Adam's going to be up to... I didn't mean it like that, but it was good. It was good. Now I'm even subconsciously making these jokes. But I'm like, Adam, he was worried. He's like, I don't know. It's just going to be me and him. And I'm like, Adam's going to be up in the booth. Oh, okay. I'm like, at least the podcast is going to be well represented up in the booth. So I'm not worried. I said, go do your shit, man. Go do your thing.
One lonely ball.
Because I told him, I said he wanted to come up to North Huron with us. And I said, it's tough. A 3-man booth, you're going to get more mic time, obviously, in a 2-man booth than a 3-man booth. And I said...
Not in that 2-man booth.
Right. But I also told him, I'd love to have you up with us, and I'm not saying you can't come with us. Said, this is your decision, but I totally get it, and I think you should go do the game in Sandusky, is what I told him.
He'd have had a lot more fun with you guys.
He would have had a ton more fun.
Well, I mean, I'm just looking at him in the booth and kind of some of the, eye rolls and things like that. And he's got to keep stats that nobody gives a shit about. And they're not, it's disheartening to do that and put all that work into it and then have the unofficial stats.
Here's the thing. Our game was such a fucking clusterfuck. So many turnovers, so many everything, so discombobulated. There was no flow to this game. I sat down and tried to get all the stats on wax, and I got a couple of them, and we came back, and I'm just like, I'm going to be honest. I didn't compile them all, but what do you need to know besides it's a 44 to 6 game? Like,
well, and
like, meh.
The hard part about that is there's nobody in the booth keeping stats anymore. They do it all off the video. And so there's nobody in there keeping stats.
And somebody actually told me, they said they have actually kept stats off of one of my broadcasts before, because I chart drives, but
Yep.
I don't collectively keep the stats, but I tell you down and distance, what happened, who carried it, what they, and like, yeah, I kept stats from yours, and we had a stat guy down there keeping his on the sideline. Yours were actually more accurate than his, I feel like. So yeah.
Well, and I used to actually have a sheet of paper printed out with it had the whole field on it. And I would I'd take 4 of them and I'd do one per quarter, and I'd keep a drive chart of where it started. And I would just draw lines, and I had one of those stupid clicky pens with the 4 colors on it.
Yeah.
And like blue would be one team, blue would be run, and there'd be an arrow, and a pass would be
Yeah.
red. And I just kept it all that way.
Yeah. Well, mine isn't quite that refined. Mine is.
But
I have these notepads, and basically I just write down the down and distance, and as we go, like who carried it, and if it's a pass play, I write so and so to so and so, and if it's incomplete, it says incomplete, and yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, either method is pretty solid. I mean, it was simple, but then I just started to realize, well, I can just go to the stat guys and get the stats. So whoever was with me when we started doing this week in high school sports.
This week in high school sports,
We had like 8 minutes to kill of
Yeah.
people going and getting stats and getting a drink and all that kind of stuff. And so
I don't know. It's a lot of work. Doing games is a lot of work, I feel like.
well,
Anymore.
and to me, there's
Not that it's a lot of work. It's just, it requires a
It
lot
is.
of attention.
it is a lot of work. I mean,
Like, it's a lot of intense focus, and I don't have a lot of that left.
well, you figure that, well, I know you don't like camping,
I don't.
so your intent focus is off.
Yeah, well, I can focus in a tent. I'm very well in a tent. You can ask several of my ex-girlfriends, but in a camper, not as well. Not as well. Fire truck! Right?
So, but you think about like on Friday, that takes a big chunk of your day away,
I know.
and a big chunk of your weekend, really.
So I was telling Nasa this. I'm like, there are some weekends, like 2 weekends ago when we didn't have the kids, neither of us, I did that game in Armada. And I'm like, I felt like I didn't get a weekend because I was so focused on that. Then the drive down there, then the drive back. By the time I got back around here, it was 11:30 already. It's like, that's Friday night's a big portion of your free time weekend, I feel
Oh
like.
yeah,
Because if you're like me, Saturday mornings, partial recover, and then do some shit you need to take care of. Saturday afternoons when you hoop it up and do whatever the fuck you want to. And then Sunday is part get the shit done you haven't gotten done, part recovery, and part NFL football this time of year. So there we go.
yeah. Well, and I mean,
And part podcast sometimes, which goddamn, this takes a lot of energy too for those of you
It
out there that
does.
don't know.
it does, but it's one of those things that having that time chewed up and
And I've done it. This is my 9th year of doing it.
and that's how long I made it for.
And I'm tired. I tell everybody this. I'm like, right now, the only thing that's buoying me is you get buoyed a little bit by the playoffs and the fact that the game I'm doing this week is right here in my backyard. I can get to go to Deckerville. And as a bonus, as an added bonus, they moved up the start time to 6 o'clock because Lincoln Alcona is so far away.
Nice.
So that means we should be out of there about that field by 8:45, 9 o'clock the latest.
Oh, I would think 8:30.
Probably 8:30. Yeah.
But well, it is an 8-man game, so you could still be there till 11.
And apparently Lincoln Alcona has a fuck of an offense, so their quarterback has like 1,400 passing yards. So they're going to throw the ball.
Every play is going to be out of bounds. It's going to take 6 ticks off the clock. But the other thing too is like looking at some of the numbers from it. There's so many options now for people to listen to it and get football game information. I mean, there's people, they're not supposed to do it, but there's people that stream it on Facebook.
Well, and I haven't broken the news to JTK. That game we did on last Friday night, I think we had like 19 listeners.
Yeah.
It's hard. That's hard, especially when we get numbers like I know we get for this.
Well,
and the week before we had almost 100, which is like, yeah, all right, I'll do this for 100 people.
Yeah, I think you had like 73 live, and there'd been 11 re-listens or something like that, and
I'm okay with that.
that's not bad. In the heyday though, when there was like not a lot of other options, it was crazy how many we get.
Dude, I remember when we did that Almont at Detroit Denby game, that semifinal that went haywire, where the police were called and everything. We had 1,400 live listeners, and we had over 3,000 re-listens. Mikey and I did on that.
Oh, we did
Isn't that crazy?
when we did the Almont game down in Detroit at River Rouge. We hit live listens and I don't know if they listened to the whole game. I don't know if people were having to, but that was the most I'd ever seen. We hit like 9,800.
So the biggest I've ever seen is 4,000 for a game I've done live.
I mean, that was just crazy, but that was like the absolute heyday of it. Like nobody else was streaming. We had great audio, and we would travel because it was, one, Mickey and I were kind of nuts, and we didn't mind following Almont because they were fun to watch. They had a great team that year. And so it was just kind of a fun thing to do. But you also felt rewarded because there were a lot of people listening. And
true.
When you have less than that, it's a lot harder. When you don't think that you have, when you start to wonder, is it worth my time? Am I spending like an hour for every 3 listeners we're getting? That's a lot.
Yeah. And there's a lot that goes into it. Not only that, but like, not so much anymore.
Sports show
yeah, I do the sports show. We do it on Tuesdays where we record it here, and that's an hour of my time.
Yep.
And also getting there, traveling, doing everything. It's a big effort. And when I have to go, like I did that Friday night down to Armada, like literally left here at just before 5 o'clock and didn't get back till 11:30. So it's a solid 6.5 plus the gas, plus the everything, plus the effort, plus.
You're going to buy food on that trip because if you're leaving before 5, you probably didn't have time to get out of work, get food.
Didn't buy any food, but bought a couple pork chops in a bottle.
Well, same deal.
Yeah. So, but it is what I still enjoy doing it. I say that it's dwindled a lot. It's dwindled a lot. It's going to be interesting next fall. Something's got to give. Either I quit or it's going to have to be a different motivation format medium, I feel like.
Well, the one thing I noticed too is there's not, like, I haven't seen anything yet about what games are being done this week.
Yeah, and we already know what games we're doing this week, and it's Monday when we record this. That should be out there already. We
were trying to put out the games we were doing the next week so that we could talk about them on the broadcast we were doing the week before. And it was just a different level of promotion for it than what is being done now.
I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm there's no other way to put it. In general I'm tired, but I'm tired of this, and you've probably listened in a little bit. I still bring it. I still do the best I can when I do the broadcast, but at times still I don't feel like the energy's not there as much as it used to be, and I
haven't noticed that in your broadcasts.
Yeah.
It sounds like you still have fun doing the broadcast.
I do.
And that's where I was at. I still had a lot of fun doing it. It was everything that led up to it and everything around it that was just,
right. Or especially when you go to a school and they're like, well, you guys got to be outside. The fuck?
Yeah.
All right. Like, I swear to God, New Lothrop, you can fucking rot in hell for what you did to me 2 falls ago. Put us outside that night. Fuck you. I will never be back there. And I will tell everybody that. I told everybody knows that. Lakers and New Lothrop, both of you. Nope. Dead to me.
Well, I hate to say it, until the last decade.
And it's not the kids. This is not an indictment on the kids playing on the field.
No.
This is the fans, the administration, the parents.
Honestly, after coaching wrestling, as much as I hate to say it because I hate that school, the kids are some of the nicest kids you're ever going to run across.
Right.
They're just polite.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very, and I wanted to hate them so bad, especially because coaching wrestling, they're good at wrestling. So you want to just hate them. Like, oh, they're little fucktards. I just hate them, but they're not. They're
good kids.
They are good kids, and
So I want to point that out and make that distinction. This is not against the kids, not against the athletes on the field.
No, they don't turn asshole until they turn 18.
Apparently, once they graduate, yeah.
And then they marry a cousin and stay in Lothrop. It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
So this Friday though, yeah, Deckerville, Alcona. Well, tomorrow, I guess now since this is Thursday, or if you've listened to this already, it happened. Try not to date things. We used to be really good about that, but
No, we've never been good about that.
Yeah, you're right. We don't know what fucking day of the week it is. It doesn't matter.
It's got nothing to do with me, okay?
It doesn't. It doesn't. But the playoffs are about here. So playoffs. I don't know.
It's crazy. I saw a post in the wrestling group for Sandusky that the junior high season starts in a week. It starts next week.
What?
Yep, junior high wrestling will start next week.
No shit.
And we're a little over a month away from the first high school tournament.
That's craziness.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
So what are we gonna do for all this? Nothing. Same thing we'd always do.
Yeah. Well, you know my take on it. You know where I'm at.
Yeah.
All the behind scenes stuff would be taken care of, and we can safely announce this now. You and I are going to be, and anybody else that we can drag along with us, we're going to be the official voices for the Thumb Legion hockey team.
You got it. I cannot wait to do this. We're going to have fun with it because we're going to make it fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to enjoy the broadcast. We're going to bring you our best effort on this. So bear with us on hockey because I've never announced hockey before. I know the game. I know the game pretty well. I would
in
say
the same boat.
Topically, I know the game pretty well. There might be a few things where I'm like, well, I don't know about that call, but I don't know what that call is. But other times, I think we're going to be fine here. We'll feel it out. We'll learn as we go, but it's going to be fun because we're going to cover these kids that don't get any coverage.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a lot of white kids with sticks.
Oh my God, yeah. So much fun.
It's like Duke lacrosse, but without all the rape.
Privileged. God damn it. And on that note, we are no longer the official coverage team of...
I thought that was a compliment. I'm sorry.
No, it's going to be awesome. Cannot wait to cover this hockey, and we're gonna do our best, and then hopefully we'll sort it out, and we're gonna bring. It's going to be a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Yes. And I'm looking forward to being back in the booth doing that, and I'm sure we'll hit some road games and do some stuff with that. But they offered when they get the rink set up, they want us to come up and pick our spot.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's VIP treatment right there.
It doesn't get a whole lot better than that.
They're like, yeah, come on in and pick the spot you want to broadcast from.
Yeah.
Should we make a platform up above where we have to look down like between our legs like we're giving birth?
I want to sit in that center thing above the gondola or whatever above the ice.
Right.
We can drop random pucks down.
Just add a little sprinkle, a little chaos in.
Yep.
We're like, chaos coming in 3, 2, 1.
And then call it just like that. 3 pucks on the ice.
Wow, the old 3 puck on the ice trick.
But no, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time, and I'm looking forward to that.
I really like this. I really like this.
Yeah. Well, and like you say, they don't get any coverage. It's an area of that whole organization puts a lot into it. And I used to be kind of like, man, why are they doing all this? Because you look at hockey in our area and it's never been, and is there going to be a lot of interest in it? But they've taken to even things out with the other, the other teams competing in the MHSAA. They've kind of combined all the thumb schools.
They co-opt it, yeah.
And I don't know how many schools they have now that they can co-op, but it's a lot, and they actually have to have tryouts. So, and
It's fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun.
So if you are interested in being part of our broadcast and you can hear my voice right now, get a hold of us. We'll have open tryouts too for other members of our broadcast team. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to be on the microphone, even if you want to help with something, if you want to learn the tech side of it, if you want to learn anything of it, hell, if you just want to be there to hang out, to be part of it, and go get us popcorn once in a while, I'll give you money for it, and we'll do it.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'll do that.
Okay, there you go. The Grumpy Griller's got the popcorn, so somebody else has got to get the...
The sad part is we're going to get somebody that comes and helps us that is like, well, I know way more about hockey than you guys.
That's okay. We're humble. We're willing to learn, right? If they truly do know more about hockey than us, then teach us. Teach us then. We don't know what we don't know.
It's got nothing to do with me, okay?
You think that's who's going to show
You
up?
don't need listeners like that.
Wouldn't it be interesting if we should probably try to get both of those people as our interns?
Yes. I do not disagree.
Hockey
That's the
interns?
rototiller guy.
Could you
That's the
imagine?
rototiller guy.
Could you imagine him trying to call a hockey game?
It's number 33. I'm looking for a set of 33 blades.
Speaking of 33s,
Still looking. He's probably got a set, but I don't want him.
he's going to charge too much money. You don't need hockey players like that.
You don't need tines like that.
Those overpriced tines will get you every time.
Well, any price is overpriced, apparently.
I'm looking for free. Free to me.
Didn't somebody tell him they had some that he could just pick up somewhere and he didn't do it?
Oh, well, yes and no.
If memory serves me correct.
Somebody said there was a set on the internet you had to go to and they were for free. And he's like, I don't go on the internet.
Yeah.
Somebody had looked it up for him, done all the legwork, gave him the address, not the address physical, but like where to go to search this out. And he said, well, I don't go on the internet.
Oh.
That's the rototiller guy. The rototiller guy. You don't need listeners like that. The rototiller guy. You don't need listeners like that. Like that. Like that. The rototiller guy. Goes behind him, John Deere. John Deere. Rototiller guy. Behind him, John Deere.
Oh, boy.
That's the rototiller guy.
This is the good old days.
Oh, boy.
The Tiller Guy remix.
That was the Tiller Guy remix.
Yeah, that's a classic.
What about the Schneeberger remix?
I don't have that one.
Oh,
you have that one.
Oh. How do I get in? Do I have to Bluetooth in?
Yeah, just Bluetoothy.
All right, I'll Bluetooth in. Hold on.
The Schneeberger's one is good.
Yeah, it's trying.
Did you? Oh, yeah, hit the button.
There we go. You got to hit the button. I'll be damned. All right. Where was it at? Here we go. Do 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 do. All right. Is this it?
Come into Schneeberger. Come into Schneeberger.
All sizes. We have it all. We have it all. We have it all. That's right. Schneebergers.
Schneebergers in Cass City is open for business.
That's right. Schneebergers in Cass City. Rusty Schneeberger has stepped up and running the store. Stop at Schneebergers of Cass City and say,
Let's all go to Schneeberger Superstore.
All right, let's see what some of these other ones are here. What is this one?
Come into Schneeberger.
Disregard. What is this one?
810-525-3273. Hello, you're on Swap Shop.
Yeah, this is the rototiller guy, but this is going to be my last phone call to you guys. I got a phone call yesterday, chewing my rear end out because I called in every damn day. That is a bunch of bullshit.
Hey, you're done. Banned forever right there. Okay, you're done, Tiller. All right, we're going to ban him for life right there. You don't do that. Make sure that number doesn't get answered. Can't do that. Don't blame us, blame the callers. Yeah, you take a risk when you put the number on here.
See, that's proof. Take a risk.
You take a risk, absolutely.
Oh, dear Lord.
But the guy literally called for 2 years straight and never found them. I mean,
Well, he didn't want to find them. He wanted to call in every day.
He wanted to be a superstar.
Somebody took that from him.
It wasn't me. I hadn't. It's got nothing. It's got nothing to do with
You
me.
didn't get people to do your bidding?
It's got nothing to do with me.
It's got nothing to do with me, okay.
That's all I'm going to say about all of it. I just find it so preposterous. It's going to be about time for something, though. You realize that, right?
You don't need listeners like that.
From your butthole headquarters. It's about time. We're only a couple weeks away.
Which one?
From your butthole headquarters.
It is time. Well, I don't know. Do they start any of the buck pulls in archery season?
No, not really. It's usually November 15th. So get a load of this. Baltimore 41, Tampa Bay 18.
Damn.
Just a she-lacking.
Damn.
L-Jack has 5 touchdowns. He can't go back out there. There's still 6.5 minutes left in the game. If they get the ball back, they can't put him back out there, right? And risk injury.
Why would they?
Right. I was shocked they had him out there this last drive when they were already up 4 scores, 3 scores. That's just getting greedy. So yeah, this whole merriment, I noticed on local radio, a lot of the personalities from all the stations now intermingle on commercials. Have you heard this? Have you heard this? Have you heard this?
I have not.
There are cruise people that are on Sound Like Broadcasting who do commercials and vice versa.
Oh, that's always been a thing.
Really?
So when you have a commercial made, the station does not own that commercial. So I actually had clients that were in Lapeer and Huron County that would want Cruise or like Wings 103 to send the ads over to our station because they like those better. And there were even a few that said that they didn't want certain people making their ads.
Huh.
They probably meant me. So yeah, that's always been a thing.
Well, there you go. I guess I'll shut my ass up. I don't know shit, fool.
Well, in my one league that I was almost guaranteed to win.
You're not guaranteed to win because L-Jack has thrown up 50 points tonight.
Yep.
You got it.
Actually, no, that's not what killed me.
D. Henry?
Well, Gibbs for one.
Gibbs?
From Detroit.
Oh, Jamar. We should call Junior. See what he's doing.
Are you going to call him?
Yeah, because he didn't give us his list.
Hey, it's Junior. Sorry I missed your call. If you will, leave a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
It's the rototiller guy.
Hello.
Hey, today I ought to be a snowblower guy, but this is the rototiller guy. Still looking for that John Deere. Goes behind a John Deere garden tractor. The older style, like 40, 50 years old. Model 30, 31 goes in a 200 series. 33 goes on a 300 series. And looking for them 2 bottom plows yet. 2 of them. 3-point, 2 bottoms. Okay. And yesterday after the show got done, I got a phone call. I thought for Soft Shop is an 810 area code number. I got my rear end chewed out because I'm on every damn day on the radio. He said 1 month is it, and that should be it. I said, how about the guy from Forestville? He's on every day. Well, he's got a business. If he's out of business, he shouldn't be on there, right?
Okay, your number.
I got my rear end chewed off for being on every day.
It's got nothing to do with me. Okay. It's got nothing to do with me. Okay. Your number again?
233-7825. And he says he knows.
That's the end of the voicemail.
Oh boy.
I thought it was going to play the Schneebergers one again. I didn't realize it was that. Well, I've got a
trove,
a whole vault of.
Yes, you do.
I do. I didn't realize I had all that.
You don't need listeners like that.
I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to drag everybody through this. I'm really sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
I'd say that you're better than that, but you're truly not.
I'm not poking fun or light of this situation. People have mental illnesses out there.
That is true.
Seek help. Get help. It's okay. It's okay to ask for help. So what do you think Junior's going to do when he listens to that?
Laugh. He'll probably listen to it on the podcast first before he checks his voicemail.
He'll actually get it on the podcast. This is the Thursday edition before he gets it on his voicemail.
So Thursday by about noon, he's going to be like, did you guys call me?
That's exactly how it's going to go, too.
Oh, boy. We should get out of here.
Yep.
It's about that time.
We're out of things to talk about. Shit. You guys were out of things to talk about 400 or 500.
It's got nothing to do with me. Okay.
79 episodes ago.
That is true.
It's got nothing to do with me. You don't need listeners like that.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
The fuck did we get ice cream?
All right. I think
Bunny's frozen custard is closed for the winter.
Yeah, I saw that. I turned around their parking lot. That's sad.
Well, all right. Thanks for listening to the P&A Podcast Express. It's brought to you by Menon. He's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. Jeff the Grumpy Griller sat in with us tonight. We appreciate it. Junior did answer his phone. You'll have that. It's an episode we probably have talked about the exact same things numerous times before, so I apologize.
Yeah.
Repetition is key. That's how you get better, right?
That's how we're driving it home.
Just letting it fly.
The subliminal messages are working because the messages don't listen and people aren't.
Yeah, and it's subliminal.
Yeah.
So it happens in the back of your subconscious. So you'll dream about it in the morning.
For all the people out there that go through and record this and mess with the audio, I just wanted to tell you this. You'll have to make it backwards, but
wow. All right. I guess that's how we're ending this episode.
It's a good spot.
Wow. All right. Well, it's hard to follow that up, but best I can offer is make good choices.